Hey yo, welcome to the State Road Show. So today I want to get into when jail smuggling goes wrong. Now let me start off by saying I was so used to doing all my time in Philly, right? I made a video before about how snitching on the plug in Philly is no bueno. Like, people won't snitch on the plug because they want to keep the plug on the block for obvious reasons. People get high, people buy from the plug and resell, things like that. So that's how I was always used to operate. State Road is a different animal from a lot of other county jails, especially jails in the suburbs. Now, there was this county in Pennsylvania that I'm not going to name for obvious reasons, that, number one, it's an all-white jail. All-white jail. 98% all-white jail. All right. So I get locked up on a probation violation to this jail. So we're in there. And this is one of the most boring jails you could ever be in. I mean, there's absolutely nothing to do. You got one TV in the day room. We just stand around talking. Bullshit. A lot of times when you go to jail, things like, and I'm be honest, I'm going to always keep it honest on this channel. Things like getting high, things like smoking, it helps you with your bid. It passes time. There's none of that. None of that. No contraband. Unless somebody brings it from another jail or brings it when they get locked up. But, people don't have things hidden good enough when they get locked up to bring it into the jail. So I'm standing there talking to a couple of people I know from Philly. I'm like, man, this fucking jail's bone dry. You know what I mean? This shit sucks. So I'm standing there thinking, I'm like, there's a lot of money to be made here. There's a ton of money to be made here. Now let me be clear on what I'm talking about. Suboxone. In this jail, Suboxone, we're going for $150 a piece. $150 a piece. By comparison, on State Road in Philly, you get them for 50. Some people 25. Between 25 and 100. If somebody wants to be crazy, cheap about it, or if there's a drought, they'll charge you 100. In this jail, 150 a pop. So my criminal mind gets to thinking, yo, man, this would be a crazy hustle and crazy investment. If when I got out, I brought some of that in here. So me being young and dumb, it's happening about 2013. Me being young and dumb, I'm like, you know what? When I get out, because I was a street dude. I didn't have a family. I didn't have no responsibility, whatever. I had nobody that in my life that I needed to be out there for. It was just me running the street and taking care of myself and my mom. So I'm going to make some money out of this situation. So I get out, go immediately on the run. So I go down to Philly. Now I used to get a prescription for Suboxone. You get a prescription for 90 Suboxone, right? So I'm procrastinating, and I'm waiting to do this until I get down to about 40, 50 Suboxones left. So I'm going to turn myself in and bring in Suboxone. Don't do no stupid shit like this. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. You'll find out by the end of the story that you should not do no stupid shit like this. So, My plan is I break out all the Suboxones, wrap them up individually in saran wrap, put them all together. Now, you can fit 40 Suboxones into a thing this big. You know, like Wes Watson said, hoop that shit. I hoop that shit. So I go to the county, you know, where I have a warrant, and I was smart enough not to just go up to a cop and say, hey, I have a warrant, or go to the courthouse and say I have a warrant, right? So I go to a phone booth and I report myself as acting suspicious in this condominium parking lot. So the cops show up, ask me what I'm doing there. I said I'm just walking. You know, they ask me my name. I give them my name. Boom, the warrant pops up. Cool. Everything's off to the races. So I get into you know, they handcuff me, lock me up, certify my warrant. Yeah, I got a warrant. Off to the jail I go. Now I'm happy. This is part of the plan. So according to my thinking and the math, with 40, I'm fixing to make $6,000, and then I can come out, you know, get an apartment and get back on my feet. This is what I'm thinking, right? The mind of a criminal. So I go in, I get processed, and they're in the safe. They're tucked away. You know, I'm not gonna hold nothing back. Yeah, I've done it. I've boofed shit. That's what we call it in Philly. I've boofed shit, put shit in the man purse, whatever you want to call it. I've done it when I had to do it. So it's in there. I get through process and I get to the block. I'm the only one on the block. This intake block is empty. I'm like, dang, what the fuck? So I get in the cell and I gotta get it out. So I put a whole bunch of toilet paper in the toilet, you know, so it doesn't go in the water and, you know, float down. So I fill the toilet paper up with water. What I don't know is the toilet don't work. The guard finds out that the toilet don't work, so while I'm in the process of getting it out and putting it, you know, in the middle of the toilet paper, I do that. He comes to the door while I'm reaching in, grabbing the shit. He goes, yo. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get caught this fucking early. He says, yo, that toilet don't work. I said, I know, I'm sitting here trying to push it down, you know, to get it to flush. It moves me to another cell. So I go to sleep for the night. Next morning, some workers come to the block. I think they were painters or something. They're on the block, and it was the dude I knew. I forget the dude's name. Noisy. His name was Noisy. He was a biker dude from out in that county. So I knew him from before when I was in that jail. I said, yo, bro, come here. I got that in. I went in. Because it's rare to get shit in. I'm telling you, this fucking jail is bone dry. You got what in? Got Suboxone. For real? Blah, 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 blah. And I needed coffee bad as shit. So I said, yo, I'll give you a whole one for 2 bags of coffee, which is a fucking crazy deal. But I needed coffee and I needed some commissary. So I said, look, 2 bags of coffee, and if you can bring me some food. Man, 15 minutes later, this dude went to his block, came back to the intake block with 2 bags of coffee and food. So I'm like, bet, all right, I ain't gonna be doing that again. It was just, you know, first time coming in. First morning waking up, I needed some coffee. All right, so they moved me to B block. There was another block in the jail. They moved me to B block, so I'm over on B block. So I move in the cell. Now the way the block is structured is you got the door where you walk in, and then the cells start. You got cell 1, and right across from cell 1 is cell 2. And then from 2 to 3 to 4 to 4, and then it goes all the way around, and then it goes up top. So I'm in cell 2. So I can see the door. So this is good news. I'm glad to be in the cell. So I get in the cell. I set my shit up, this and that. Now this is the addict mentality of the people that are locked up. If you're locked up for any kind of drug-related shit, this is the mentality. Now I go in, I'm like, what's up, this and that. I greet these dudes, and I figure, where you from? Where you from? Where you from? One dude was from Philly, one dude was from out there. So I pulled a dude from Philly aside, outside the block, and I said, yo, I got it in. Got one in. Same deal. So I got Suboxone. For real. Now my little cousin was on this block, I didn't know it. So when I go back in the cell, he comes in, yo, what's up, bro? Yo, what's going on, man? You in here? So we're sitting there chopping it up for a while. I let him know I got it in. Now, in my defense, like I said, I'm used to Philly. I'm used to how Philly works. You protect the plug. You tell on the plug in Philly, you're getting fucking air flighted out of there because you're getting stabbed up or rolled on so bad where you're going to need help. Wasn't like that in this jail. So I tell him, yeah, I got it in. Boom. What I didn't know is that he was going to run around and tell every motherfucker on the block, including their mother. I didn't know it, right? So I got all kind of people looking at me. I come out to watch TV, they're looking at me. They're looking at me. Now, I just came from the street. I just came from taking whole Suboxone. So I'm taking 3/4 of a Suboxone in a spoon and snorting it. That's how you do Suboxone in jail. You get a white spoon, get 190-degree water, cup of water, dip the spoon in the water, put the Suboxone in, let it melt, close one nostril, you snort it. I'm not condoning none of this. I'm just giving the process, whatever, like, if this was today, I would have never done no shit like this. But back then, I was all about trying to get money the easiest way I could, and this seemed like the easiest way I could. So he puts the word out to everybody. And now everybody on the block knows I got it in. So what I do is, I'm setting up Western Union. I told my girl, she knew why I was going. I said, look, man the phone. I bought her a new phone, one of them little throwaway phones, man the phone. Anybody that calls you, you get the Western Union, or you go meet them for the money. You give me the okay when I call. I say, hey, how's everything going? Everything's going great. That's how I know it came in. Oh, I heard from your friend such and such. They would give that person's first name, so I would know who to give the shit to. We had a whole bunch of other segments and shit like that, but I don't want to give it away because, I'll let you know why. So I'm there 3 days. So I'm in there. I'm taking my Suboxones like I'm supposed to. Everybody's coming to me. Selling shit. So I come to a point, this is the 3rd day, I come to a point where this shit's getting uncomfortable. Way too many people are coming to me. So I tell my cousin, yo, I'm running low, I'm keeping what I got for myself. At this point, I made about $1,300. It's not my target goal, but I still had 25 of them. But I wanted to fucking chill for a while like I ran out to take the heat off. So I told him, yo, I only got a little bit, this and that. I broke him off a couple pieces, and this shit calmed down. But this one black kid with braids, light-skinned black kid with braids, kept coming to me, even though I told him I was out. He kept coming to me. How many you got? You got one for sale? And he was the type of dude that I could tell he did not have the money to buy this shit. He did not have it. He did not have the commissary. He had fucked up sneakers on. I could just tell that he wasn't going to be able to buy this shit. And he definitely ain't robbing me. You know, the kid ain't built like that to where he's going to rob me or anything like that. I'm like, why the fuck does this kid keep coming to me when I'm giving him the answer? So I sell to a couple people from Philly that I can trust, this and that. So after the last sale, and I'm going to be honest, like I said, I'm always be honest. My asshole started getting sore from going in and out of it for these things. It get raw shit, like I'm getting sore from going in and out, because I didn't hide it nowhere else. You know, just in case I got ratted on and they come in and fucking blitz the cell. Spoiler alert. They come in and blitz the cell, but it's nowhere in the cell, it's in me. But I get sore as shit. So I know a dude on the block. I said, yo, I need you to hold this for me. Fucking, I can't go up in there. I can't put it in there no more. I need a break. I need you to hold this shit for me. Right? So we wake up the next morning, the 4th day I'm on the block. Now, dude got it. He's got the package. I trust him. He's cool. He's solid. This and that. That morning after breakfast, we go straight to breakfast, right? Now, normally when we come back from breakfast, we get medication right away. So when we come back from breakfast, this black kid comes to the cell again. You're like, yo, because I let them know that I was getting them this day. I was getting them this morning. Like I was gonna have them again. This black kid comes to the cell and says, yo, you got five of those things? I said, yo, give me a little bit, I got you. We go down, they lock the cell down like they always do. They're about to do medication, we feel like. Medication's not coming. They're calling other cell blocks for medication. It's like, damn, what the fuck? What's going on? Still no red flags. So I'm sitting there on my bunk, and on the side wall where the door is, you got this little cube that you can barely see out of, but it's clear. So you can only make out shapes and colors and shit like that. We hear the front door open, and all I see is these orange striped pants rushing towards my cell. My cell door opens, they blitz us. It was like 6 of them. I think it was all sergeants. If it wasn't, it was like 5 sergeants and one regular cop. My cellie, who I gave shit to because he's my cellie, was getting ready to do something because we were on lockdown, this and that. Doors were shut, you know, it's hard, you can't see in our cell, he's getting ready to get high. He's got it on the fucking counter. So they blitz us. He dives for this shit because it's in a tissue and the toilet's right there. He dives for it, tries to throw it in the toilet. They tackle him on top of me on the front, on the bottom bunk. Because when I got in there, when they found out that I was the plug, they gave me the bottom bunk. They gave me fucking, like, these dudes were kissing my ass. It was the fiending. It wasn't anything because, like, I was built like that or I was some kind of kingpin or anything like that. It's like, yo, this dude got the shit. Let's cater to this dude. So anyway, he gets tackled onto my bed. So they pull me out, put me against the wall, handcuff me. So when I come out, I look over at the dude who I gave the shit to. Didn't make any faces, reactions, or anything like that because there's cameras. So they take me off the block. Now, I just left 35 subs on the block that I'm pretty sure I'm not coming back to. But they didn't catch me with none. So I go to the investigator's office. So they sit me down. Sit me down. They finally come in. Hey, what's going on? What's your name? You know my name. Gary. So, you know my name. Where does Suboxones come from? Suboxone? I didn't have no Suboxone. Oh, you're gonna play they were your cellies. Well, if my cellie had Suboxones, he got them from somewhere else. He didn't get them from me. Oh, so you're gonna play this game? So you had a warrant. You didn't have any charges, right? I said, that's right. What you do, turn yourself in? And you thought you could bring shit in here? No, I didn't turn myself in. Well, how'd you get arrested? I don't know. The cops just rolled up on me, asked me my name, asked me what I was doing in the area I was in, and they ran my name, and I had a warrant. They locked me up. So they call the district or whatever, those cops that locked me up, and asked if it was a dispatch call or if I turned myself in. They said it was a dispatch call. Good move on my part, because if I would have just went up to a cop and said, yo, I got a warrant, they would have built a case on me. So I go straight to the hole. I'm like, dang, this is gonna suck. Number one, I just left 35 Suboxones on that block with the dude, and I know I'll never see them again. Number two, I'm in the hole and I'm about to go through Suboxone withdrawal. Now I'm in here 5 days. I shouldn't be starting a withdrawal right now. So I can't say nothing to medical that I'm withdrawing, because I should be well beyond the beginning stage of withdrawal. So I can't tell medical shit. They piss test me. It comes back hot, but I was only 5 days in, so it was still in my system, so they couldn't give me that. So I get to the hole. They put me in the shower, bend down. They're up my ass with a flashlight. Couldn't find it because it wasn't on. They put me in this cell on what was called potty watch. Now, potty watch is where they send you in a cell with nothing. No sheets, no nothing. You can't have no linens, no anything. So you're in that motherfucker butt naked with a toilet that don't flush and a sink that don't work, with a plastic bowl that you're supposed to shit in. So I'm thinking, I could beat this. They didn't find nothing on me. So if I could squeeze out 3 shits real quick, because that's what's required, 3 clean shits, and you can get out of the hole. So I took these 3 shits in maybe a day and 6 hours, maybe. Like, it was the next day that I got done taking all my shits. Now what they do is they come through, they get the bowl from you, and they go through it with like this popsicle stick. They go through it. All right, that one's clean. That one's clean. That one's clean. Now, so the dude I left it to, he must have went wild. I got it in. Yo, this and that. So he gets busted. So what he did, he comes back to the cell, same process. He's on potty watch. I'm like, what the fuck? But at least he's back here, and I know he's smart enough to where they didn't catch it on him because he's on potty watch. So I might be able to get these things back, beat this fucking case, beat this write up, and get back to the block, get my shit back, and go back to what I was doing. Just dumb shit that I'm thinking. Like, when I should be worried about getting an institutional charge, I'm worried about getting my shit back. So I'm in the hole. So I'm like, after the second day, I'm skipping. So they took me out of potty watch and put me in a cell, in the hole. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't catch me with none. I just shit clean. I didn't have nothing on me. Like, what the fuck am I back here for? So the warden comes back, does a tour, because they do it every day in the hole. So I bang on the door. Yo, what's up? I said, what am I doing back here? Why, what you do? I didn't do anything. What they say you do. So the lieutenant that was with him, said something low to him. Oh, you were the one on B block who thought you could bring something into my institution. What? I didn't bring shit into your institution. So I'm sitting back there. He goes, you're under investigation. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm under investigation. but they got nothing on me. There's no way they could prove that I brought anything anywhere, right? So I gotta wait 8 days, or up to a week, but it took me 8 days to get to the person who hears your case and figures out whether you should stay in the hole. So we're sitting there, and I got this fucking kiss-ass jailhouse lawyer who's supposed to be my lawyer in this situation. He's going to talk for me, and I'm not supposed to say nothing unless I don't want nothing to do with this dude. So dude starts talking for me. I said, bro, listen, you weren't even there. I don't give a fuck how many extra trays they're giving you to do this. Let me tell my own story. So I said, yo, my cellie got caught with something. I guess you took him to the hole. I don't have shit on me. What the fuck am I doing back here? Well, you're under investigation for introducing a narcotic contraband into an institution. I'm like, all right, cool. So meanwhile, I'm in the hole. Now the dude I gave this shit to, he's on potty watch. He refuses the shit. He's not shit. So I was in the hole back there for 3 weeks. I had a court date coming up. It was only a bench warrant with some bullshit. I was probably going to go home. This dude sat back here on potty watch for 21 days with not shit. They had to rush him to the hospital. They took x-rays of him at medical, seen something, took him to the hospital because he refused the shit for 21 fucking days. Could you imagine that? So they took him to the hospital. I went to court a couple days later. They wound up lifting my bench warrant, and I left the hole while still under institutional investigation. Now, I wound up finding out later on that dudes on that block were beating piss tests by telling on dudes. And I have a feeling that black kid was one of them. Because there was dudes on that block that would get high almost every day, wherever they were getting it from, maybe another block, who the fuck knows, it's none of my business. But they were getting high. And they were going out for piss tests, definitely failing them, and coming back to the block. It was just a different environment, man. I was used to Philly, got sent somewhere else, totally different outcome than what I was used to. So the moral of this story is, I always try to give you something, is whether on the street, whether in jail, there's no such thing as a quick and easy buck. There'll always be other human factors that get involved, that get in your way, that you're not anticipating. You know, all you see is the money. Yo, I can make $6 grand. I'll probably be in there a month, come home with $6 grand. Came home with a little bit of money, but it definitely wasn't worth it. The withdrawal I went through back in the hole was one of the worst situations of my life. Being in the hole, going through withdrawal, is fucking insanity. It's fucking insanity. Went through it, man. Went through it, trying to make a quick buck. So like I said, the moral of the story is, man, I know the quick buck is enticing and all that, but do it the right way. Do it the right way. If you see an opportunity like that, think, yeah, that probably could work. Once you get out, keep it moving. Don't send yourself back to jail to try to make money in a jail. That was one of the dumbest decisions I ever made in my life. And it almost cost me 5 years of my life. Because if you get caught introducing a narcotic into a institution, it's about 5 years in Pennsylvania. So I almost paid the fucking price. I almost turned a month and a stupid ass fucking bench warrant into at least 5 years. So yeah, that was the story of when smuggling into an institution goes wrong. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to become a part of State Roadshow. And until next time, it's Kenzo, State Roadshow. All day. Remember, it's cuffing season. Don't give them no fucking reason. I'm out of here.